Recording now. Now, actually, if you look at the majority of phases, in most of them, we are doing something critical only. So it will not be wise to say that only recording phase is the critical one. But still, it holds a different kind of importance from the point of view that whatever we are going to record in this will decide the success of the whole works method study procedure, for the simple reason that it's going to provide the basis for critical examination and development of the improved method. जो भी आप इम्प्रूवमेंट करेंगे, अगर आपने सही से रिकॉर्डिंग ही नहीं करी है या आपने सही से मेथड यूज नहीं किया है रिकॉर्डिंग का, so it's not like video recording we say, it is how we document the process which we are studying. Hmm? So we have to be very clear and concise that what is the process, about the process. So we are going to make some observations about the process. Now, there are many recording techniques. Like charts which indicate process sequence, charts with the time scale, and there are diagrams which indicate movement of the workers. Outline process chart, flow process chart, man type chart, material type chart. So every chart is unique in its own way, and they serve, every chart serves a different purpose. At times you might think that this chart is good, but then we will see how different kind of charts serve different purpose. So if I'm concerned about machine, what type of chart am I going to use? If I'm concerned about the worker, what chart? If I'm concerned about the whole process, what can I use? First type of chart that we see is a process chart. I mean, process chart symbols are required. So it is about recording the fact about a job or operation, and there are certain symbols which you see over here, like circle, arrow, D, and rectangle or square. So this diagram which you see over here, it is actually indicating this process over here. It could be a purchase process. Enter invoice into system, match invoice to purchase order, send for authorization, wait payment. So every symbol over here is indicating something, and there is a time associated with that. For example, here, wait payment authorization. So it is consuming maximum amount of time. It is actually delay. This symbol over here is indicating delay, and it is of 60 minutes. So if you look at this 36, the process of entering invoice, matching invoice back to accounts, sent for authorization, and paying the supplier is 65 minutes, and this delay itself is 60 minutes. So if you can reduce this part, this delay, you will have a significant change in the time the process is consuming. So that is the whole idea behind making process control, process charts. So let's see what is the meaning of each symbol. So it is indicating an operation. So how do we define an operation? Is anything where shape is changing or chemical composition is changing or addition or subtracting of material. So this is concerned with the manufacturing. Or if in bank the money counting is going on, so that's an operation. Okay. So you have to be careful in identifying what is an operation, because there'll be a time where you are doing inspection also. So there's a separate symbol for that inspection. So we will have to be witty enough to distinguish between those. Uh, so operation indicates the main steps in the process, method, or procedure. And I've already highlighted if we are changing the shape, or that's basically processing input into an output. That's operation. Then you have inspection, which is represented by square symbol over here. For example, in the purchasing situation, match invoice to purchase order. Okay, so that is inspection. If you are matching something, so that you won't call it as an operation, because uh, you won't call it an operation because the form of the object is not changing, right? So verification happens in the inspection, where you already some figure is there and you are matching that figure with the another, or like if you count by hand first in bank and then you put it in the machine, so then it becomes an inspection. Okay, then now can you give, and all of you, I want you to write in the chat window or in the WhatsApp group. I think if chat window you write, I'll have to close it. So you can send in WhatsApp group that name one operation and name one inspection in your day-to-day life. I'm waiting for the responses in the WhatsApp group.
So what are the two things that we have to write?
One inspection and one operation.
Okay.
One form of inspection or one form of operation in your day-to-day life. Right in the chat box. I mean, not in the chat box, in the WhatsApp group. I'm looking at it. Making food and tasting it. Okay, good. So making, when you're making a food, you are that's an operation, and tasting it is a inspection. Recording a music video and editing it. Actually editing is also, I would say, the form of operation only, because you are still cutting and doing those things. So editing is not, but if you are, after editing, you are again looking at it, video, that is inspection. So ऑपरेशन, अच्छा खाना बनाने का हो गया, टी बना लो आप, रोटी बना लो, will be the same, right? So writing an exam and then checking for corrections, yeah, that is right. Going for a long walk and then checking calorie burn. Okay. Making tea and having a sip. Making tea and having a sip is, I mean, you are not inspecting it. You should write, it is ambiguous when you're saying having a sip. You're actually drinking it. Or if you're not drinking it, then you write testing it. Not tasting, but testing. Solving problem and checking the answer, making code and use it. No. Making code is an operation, and using it also is an operation. But then if you are debugging it, the thing which happens after debugging is inspection. Making a list of things and purchase it. No, this is also Himanshu saying, no. Making a list of things is fine, an operation. Purchasing is also an operation, if you say in a whole. But then you see over here, यहाँ पे मैंने आपको दिखाया purchase process. तो आप एक प्रोसेस परचेज को भी बहुत छोटे कंपोनेंट्स में ब्रेक कर सकते हैं. So again, there could be many components to it. So again, we can say purchasing is also an operation. Overall, it's an operation. But if you break it further, there'll be more components to it. Writing code and running code. No, running code is not an inspection. Running code means you're going to debug it, and then you make observations. After debugging, you're again going to do that. So that's an inspection. repairing, testing the current flow, coding, and cross-check the program. Cross-checking, if you write, it will be inspection. Test driving, yeah, okay. Keeping milk on gas stove and checking it if boiled or not. Yeah, so there's one thing, this is very interesting. Shashank has written keeping milk on the gas stove and checking if it is boiled or not. So here inspection, at times operation and inspection also goes hand in hand. So that is also quite possible that you keep on the tab, you keep on inspecting while the operation is going on. Planting a tree and waiting for its growth. Monitoring its growth, you can say. Uploading a video on YouTube and watching it, how many have seen. That is not an inspection, I would say. Inspection would be you watch it on, you upload it, and then you see if it's working fine or not. So then you can say this inspection is concerned with the operation. Otherwise, you can associate any operation like uh, running, starting a car and then watering, starting a car and you go to a place and then check the moisture in the ground. So they should not be very disassociated. Operations are related ही होना चाहिए inspection भी. Okay, good. So many have written, and good that now there'll be the things are going to improve. You probably understand that now. Then this is a simple symbol for transportation, where it indicates a certain object is being moved. So it may be related with the movement of worker, material, or equipment. So whenever there's a time spent in moving of an object, which is a part of the whole process, there we say we use the term, this symbol of transportation, and there is temporary storage or delay. So if there is a waiting going on, let's say three workstations are there, A, B, and C. So whatever A processes goes to B and whatever B processes goes to C. So if C station is busy longer than A and B, so things are going to pile up near C. Okay, so the work is going to wait over there. So it's kind of a temporary storage because first of all, there will be no authorization which is required. Okay, B को C में डालने के लिए कोई authorization की जरूरत नहीं है because वो वहीं जाएगा with its natural flow. So that's why we say it's a temporary storage. But अगर आपने C के बाद final finished product होता है ready और वो product ready होके warehouse में store होता है, that is kind of a different storage because वहां पे आपको वेयरहाउस से निकाल के उसको लोड करना ट्रक में और फिर उसको प्लांट के बाहर भेजना, वो एक उसके लिए ऑथराइजेशन की जरूरत होती है. ओके, सो बिकॉज आगे जाके एक और आने वाला है स्टोरेज का, सो वी कैन एसोसिएट दिस सिंबल विद डिले, और दिस इज एक्चुअली इन फॉर्म ऑफ डी ऑल्सो. सो these are delays or temporary storage. Then you have triangle with permanent storage. It is a controlled storage where a formal authorization is required. Okay, that's how it differs from the temporary storage. And then you have, there could be combined activity as I was talking about, where the very good example was given by one of the students that while a milk is boiling, you are also inspecting whether it is boiling or not, whether it is just about to come out of the utensil. So that's why it is showing a combined activity. Some more examples are given over here for operation, like driving a nail in an object, drilling a hole, or typing a letter. In transportation, you can have a material by a truck, a small truck, or move material by hoist or an elevator, move material by hand. So all these are movements. And then you have inspection, which is examine material for quality or quantity, uh, read steam gauge, read steam gauge on boiler, which basically means that you're reading something, dials or taking readings, instrument readings. So that is again inspection. And reading printed form for information is also an inspection. So even taking instructions could be placed in inspection. Then you have delay. The letter D, so a material in a truck or move or on floor at bench waiting to be processed. Then employee waiting for elevator is a temporary delay because store तो यहाँ पे नहीं करना है इसको ये. Papers waiting to be filed. So this is a service. In services you see this. Then you have permanent storage. I mean authorized storage you can say, not permanent. So bulk storage or raw material is there. Like there is a bulk over here which is kept at certain place, and then when it has to be removed, some authorization is required, or this is the place to keep it. Okay. There is a warehouse where a finished product is kept in boxes or documents and records in storage vault, like in happens in banks. So after this, we have outline process chart. This is so till now what we have seen is the types of symbols which are used in making process chart. The first type of chart that we see is an outline process chart. So it is useful in getting bird's eye view of a process, and it gives an overall picture by recording in sequence only the main operations and the related inspections. So we are only concerned about two things, that is operations and inspections in a process. For example, we take an example of a switch rotor, which is there in your, you can say, for fans which are there. So as you turn the spindle, speed increases or decreases of your fan. So this is a general assembly which is shown over here of a switch rotor. So you can see that there are few things. Circle is representing operations and squares are representing inspections. So first spindle is taken. So that's why we start here it as one. So assembly and sub-assemblies. So plastic molding and stop pin is a sub-assembly. First, the main body of the assembly is your spindle. Whatever happens, you can also use your book. I won't go in very details of this, that what is step 1 or step 2, but you can refer to book, and the name of the operations are given. I'll give the page numbers. So on page number 86, you can open that, and the names of the operations are given. Like phase 1, operation 1 is phase, turn, undercut, and part of sorry, yeah. So spindle, first you have to make the spindle, right? So this spindle has to be made first. So all the operations which are involved are given over here, like facing, turning, undercutting, and you have to make it on lathe. So the time associated with that is given. Then face opposite end on the same machine. Again, this is operation 2. After that, you do an inspect for dimension and finish. From the inspection department, the work is sent to the milling section. It further goes 3 and 4 is the milling section, and deburring is fourth. Then inspection 2 happens. Here, no time means no time does not necessarily mean that there is no time consumed. It is just that it can't be measured. So that's why it is so small that it can't be measured. That's why it is written as no time, because it is in terms of hours. The unit of time which is given over here is in hours. So that's why it is not mentioned. Uh, then step 5 and 6 would be degreasing and plating, cadmium plating. Then step 3 is final check, which is almost no time as compared to the other time units. Then step 9 and further. So now before the thing is after step 3, after inspection 3 over here, you can't directly go to 9 because you need the plastic molding. So you can see after 6 you have 7 over here, then 8, and then fourth inspection. Once that is ready, sub-assembly of plastic molding, then you come over here, and together the output of 3 and 4 are combined, the inspected sub-assemblies, and they are joined together in the ninth one. So the ninth operation is given as assemble the molding to the small end of the spindle and drill the stop pinhole right through. So this is step 9. And then again comes step number 10, which is stop pin, making of the stop pin, and then inserting the stop pin in the sub assembly. So step 14 is stop pin is fitted to the assembly and lightly riveted to retain it in the position. Then you have step 7, which is again inspection of the complete assembly. So what are the things which we learn from this kind of a chart? We see that how much time it is taking for inspection, which is it's almost negligible. Then we can also see that the sub assemblies you have to identify which is the main assembly which has to be started first, main part of the sub assembly, and then other sub assemblies are going to come at their respective places with the horizontal lines. So this is an outline process chart for making switch rotor assembly. Okay. Then after that, so this is about outline process chart. So outline, as told, that we are not considering few things over here like transportation delays and storage. So that we are not considering in this. Then we have flow process chart.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in outline process chart, when the sub-assembly were to be made, there can be a temporary delay
So
after process.
uh, uh, the outline process chart, as the name implies, is simply for getting a bird eye view. Getting it? That what are the main operations and inspections? Whole objective of outline process chart is that only. In order to know in order to go into detail, we need a different chart, which is flow process chart. Now, who is going to use outline process chart first? Outline process chart will be used by an operation, a manager, or a person who is at the middle level of management, who would like to see के हमारे यहाँ पे होता क्या क्या है. I mean, through what are the operations, mainly what are the operations which are required, and what is the sequence of the operations. Okay, so the purpose that outline process chart solves is this. So it intends to provide a bird's eye view of the activities involved. for the purpose of eliminating unnecessary ones and combining those which could be done together. So it is generally used for that purpose. Then we go to flow process chart, which tells the sequence of the flow of a product or a procedure by recording all events. Now it is saying all events and not simply inspection and operation. So you have flow process chart for worker, you have flow process chart for material, you have flow process chart for equipment. Okay, so for 3 different process charts are there for that. So let's take the first process chart, flow process chart, which is about an engine overhauling which happens. So we have taken an example where overhauling of the engine takes place. So you can see over here that the product is bus engine. And the process is stripping, degreasing, and cleaning using used engines. So it is any bus shop or in any automobile shop with the heavy vehicles. This is a common place in heavy vehicles motor garage, and that's how we make a flow process chart. So the location is degreasing shop. So degreasing generally happens because your grease becomes too viscous or gets contaminated with the particulate. So you have to degrease it and then again grease it. So we see over, what do we see over here? Symbols which are being used is, you can see this is a storage symbol. This is a transportation symbol. So transportation symbols are given over here. Then operation, 2 operations and 1 inspection. So many transportation again. You can see over here now. Let's try to see what's happening. So in an old engine store, the it is stored. The engine has been taken out already, and it has been stored in a old engine store. Then authorization comes, and it is picked up by engine. The engine is picked up by crane, electric crane. So this activity is being classified as non-productive because why we say it is non-productive? There's no change in the form or anything happening. It is transported to the next crane, unloaded to the floor, picked up by a second crane. So you can see 2 cranes have been used over here. Transported to stripping bay. Stripping bay basically means taking off the gaskets, taking off the cylinder cover, and all those unloading on the floor. Then engine is stripped, which is considered to be productive. Main components cleaned and laid out. So this is an inspection part where components are inspected for wear, or if it has worn out some components, then they have to be replaced. Parts carried out to degreasing basket, loaded for degreasing by hand operated crane, transported to degreaser, unloaded into degreaser, and degrease. So it is again a productive part which is being said over here. Lifted out of degreaser by crane. You can see again so much transportation is happening, and the times are also written alongside over here. And there is another thing which is recorded is the distance which it is moving. So transported to next crane over here, 24 meters it has moved. And the time it has taken is 2 minutes. So the time is also given over here alongside. More clarity of the figure, you can see it on page 92 also. So all these, now you can see it has been totaled, and 237.5 meters it has moved. And the total time which is consumed can also be, I mean, this anyway is, it's not time, it is actually indicating the sequence, or you can say transportation activity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's a different chart where we're going to record the time as well. So you can see 21 activities are there in total, which are indicating transportation. And you can also count the number of operations, 1, 2, 3. Only 3 operations are there, 4 operations, and delays are 3 delays are there. So 21 activities of transportation is a very large amount of activities. What can we do with this? So we make material type of flow process chart. So this is a flow process chart which we made initially, where we just listed what are the things which are happening. Then here we do the same thing, except we make it in a different form. Here it gives a better summary, and this is the formal way of representing a flow process chart, which is of material type. Material type, because here we are not registering the movement of the worker, but the movement of the material. So stored in an old engine room, you can see this, we start over here, and then next is engine is picked up. So that is the next activity. Engine picked up, and the time is also, time is not recorded here right now, but soon we will see that also. So you can see the kind of machines which are being used. You can also write those machines over here. So 21 activities of transportation, 4 of operation, 3 activities of delay, and 1 each of inspection and storage. And the distance traveled is given over here. Now, what do we do with this? The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to question each and every activity which has happened, and with the progressive set of questions, like what is the purpose for which it has been done, and at which place it has been done, and which place and by whom it has been done, and who's the person who's responsible, and what is the sequence in which it is done. So the idea of asking these sort of questions would be to eliminate, combine, rearrange, or simplify these activities. So there'll be secondary questions also associated with this, like first these questions which I have just told, we're going to ask these questions, and whether any possible alternatives are there of doing the same activity, any alternative sequence is there, any alternative people are there, or any other alternative means are there which are practical to improve upon that existing method of doing the things. Okay, so you can see over here a flow diagram is given over here. In this, some suggestions are given. So how do these suggestions come? So we asked few questions. What is being done? First question was what is done. So that was the engine is carried out to the stripping bay. Okay, how it is being done? By an electric crane. So the engine is placed on the ground and picked up by another crane to be transported to the stripping bay. Why is this being done? So because engines are stored in some other place, and they cannot be, there is a term called monorail crane. Monorails actually run on the roof of the industrial plant. So they're saying that crane is required because monorails are not there. Monorails run at places where uh, I'll try to show you what is monorail. Just a second. Yeah. So I'll show you one monorail. So you can see over here, this object over here is traveling on the means traveling on the rails which are mounted on the roofs. So similarly, if you have to pick certain thing from an you have to transfer it from one place to another. You can use these monorails without actually using, without occupying uh, the space on the ground. You can use these monorails. Anyway, like this sort of, these are monorails. So instead of, so there's monorails are not available. That's why we are saying that uh, that's why we are using the cranes. Okay. So what else could be done? The alternative could be the engines could be stored so they are immediately accessible to monorail crane. So their storage should be at certain different place where monorails could be used, because we are spending a lot of activities on. You can see here that how many activities are being done. Engine picked up, transported to the next crane, unloaded to floor, picked up, transported in stripping bay, unloaded to floor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 activities are associated because monorail accessibility is not there. Okay, so this could be done. So what should be done? So we can adopt this kind of.
Excuse me, sir.
Uh,
Sir, if monorails are installed as well, then also there will be some kind of transportation, right?
yeah, but then we will see that the transportation activities, because only once it will be picking and once it will be dropping. So that will be reduced. Okay, so that could be avoided. So you see over here, earlier store and then 2 is a stripping bay. They are located far away from each other, 1 and 2. Now in the proposed method, A is a store, which is 1 only, and B is an engine stand. So directly it comes over here, engine stand, and BC, BC. So now totally here only stripping is there. So, engine stand and stripping, and stand and stripping. So alternates have been associated with it here. Earlier, large hand bench, I, which is actually not given over here. charge hand is located at 9th at the end, which has been located at this place near stripping only, which has been made, which has been a change. So why this change has come into place? Why like certain more questions are asked. So first conclusion is that with the help of this arrangement, where the engines could be used, engine could be moved with the monorail, you reduced three transportation activities. After that, some other questions which came up, like why are the engine components cleaned before going to degreased, since they are again cleaned after the grease is removed. Are you getting it? So why cleaning is being done before they are being degreased? Because you are again digging a hole and then filling it and digging and filling it. It's that kind of situation. So it was being done, but that no one had any idea that why it is being done. It's like traditions which we follow in our religion and all. So some traditions we do not have any explanation for, but we just do that. So similarly, it happens as the shop becomes old and old. There'll be some activities if they are not appraised regularly, which will become meaningless over a period of time. For example, now ERP is there in MNIT, and still if we are using papers, if we are using papers uh, to send from one department to another, or if I'm writing letters when the emails are already there, why you're doing that? So it's that kind of situation. So this thing was uh, you see here activity number 5. So still in proposed activity 5 is there, but it is coming at the end. Okay, while activity 5 is, you can see it's happening here in between. So that cleaning part is left to the end, not in between the steps. Another question which comes is why are they inspected at this stage when it is must be difficult to make a proper inspection of greasy parts? So यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे, so some inspection is given over here. Some inspection activity can be located over here. See, a part carried to degreasing basket before the inspection report written. यहाँ पे. Okay. So why you are doing inspection over here when you have to do anyway at the end only? So again, they made a change over there. Why it was being done, again, they did not have any explanation for that. So when you are making such chart, it helps you in questioning things, why they are being done, and what are the better ways of doing it. So after doing the change, you can, I suggest you read again in the book, which will give you more idea about the case. It is a very good case which has been given over here. So now you can see that earlier there were 237.5 meters which moved, but now 150 meters only were moved, and number of transportation activities have been reduced from 21 to 15, and no inspection actually. So that's how we use the flow process chart for material type. Similarly, you can also have a flow diagram for inspection. There's another case which is given for aircraft uh, maintenance, and I think you should read it. I've also given it in the slide, but I can't take every thing which is there in the book with the limitation of time. So I suggest you read it, and it is a very interesting case again. Okay, so we are done with chapter number 7, which is record, examine, and develop. Okay, so that's it from my side today. And give your attendance. If you have any doubts, you can ask right now. Any doubts? I think many of you have already marked your attendance. I'll keep the attendance sheet open for another 5 minutes, then I'll copy it from here.
Okay, sir.